Because I don't do crimes via Facebook.
Jesus.
And I don't do crimes.
Good evening. Welcome back to BoomerRexTonight, your nearly daily source for news and politics. Let me introduce our boomer, Mr. Rex.
Good evening.
Asshole Millennial.
You notice
If you
I
don't
was
do
good
the
tonight.
hand thing,
I was going to
can think
give you
about
the
stuff.
10 seconds.
And
but
I am RisenLadyHeathen, a female millennial. They both eat, sleep, and breathe politics while I'm still learning.
You learned about
Ooh.
taxes today.
We will give you the facts and each of our three perspectives from our literal round table. Let's dig right into our headlines.
Even our computer's on a round table.
Yes, tonight I do have a bunch of tax, the beginning of the American tax system. So that'll be interesting. It was a little dry reading, but once I got into it, it actually was pretty interesting.
So you there, policy cat, skip to the end.
Yeah, don't skip to the end. All right,
Don't
so
let
we
her
got
oppress you.
an exciting headline here. Of course, it's Florida.
oh, absolutely. I mean, this is
The fuck happened now?
outrageous.
I really have nothing for Florida there.
You gotta love it. All right.
Wait. Okay. Carry on. I'm just making noises.
A guy with a Sonic the Hedgehog mask
Okay.
and a hammer
So I heard about part
tried to
of this.
hold up a bank.
So I didn't.
He
even
didn't
get this.
succeed.
What the fuck, man?
He had a hammer.
Okay, the second teller is gonna do what you tell them. I don't hit each other with hammers.
Yeah.
But
So anyway, yeah. He ran away.
no, I knew a nitwit that robbed a bank with nothing. Just like, give me some money, and they're like, okay, I guess.
Yeah,
'cause you're
that's
dumb.
right.
Here's not a lot of money.
That's ridiculous. Anyhow, so he ran away and got away
Nice.
I mean,
With nothing, but
with
I-
nothing but
getting
you'd think
away
the
is
guy
worth
in the
something a
Sonic the
lot.
Hedgehog
Yeah, no, God,
costume
fuck it.
would be easy to find.
was
but
he in a
apparently
costume
not.
or just a
What
mask?
part of Florida?
He was in a
Don't
costume.
say Daytona. Don't say Daytona.
Because I was
Oh.
like, if it's just a mask, that's easy enough to just take
Right.
off and throw in the trash.
DeLand County.
Okay, don't know it, but I'm
or
not
D-Land.
surprised. Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
You can just throw in 9 more vowels and I'll believe you. It's fucking
Yeah.
Florida.
Anyway, so they hunted for him with a helicopter and couldn't find him. It's just great.
Helicopters are garbage.
So
and
anyway,
Florida
it's
man.
a perfect Florida man story.
Yeah.
Okay, Florida man has an innate advantage against helicopters because one, as soon as he ditches the mask and other things, he's gonna look like every other Florida man
With a
And-
black hoodie.
Yeah. So nah, just God damn it.
Yeah, love it.
And good job getting away. Don't do crimes.
No, but it's funnier that he got away.
Oh, and it's America.
And a
so
Sonic the Hedgehog mask? Come on.
America invented the fucking
At least that's creative.
All right.
Who did the man in the
The Nixon mask?
No, that's Point
Oh.
Break. Count of Monte Cristo.
No idea. I'm just lost.
It's the first real version of the anti-hero I can think of.
Oh, okay.
All right. So let's talk about Crazier and Crazier. QAnon in Texas.
So anyway, the QAnoners are still there in Texas,
Oh God.
waiting for John
That's
F.
worse than
Kennedy
mine.
to
Wait.
return
They've
from
been
the
there
dead.
since
And Monroe.
November.
So, and,
Oh,
you
fuck
know,
yeah. I am brilliant.
what?
It is Dumas.
Okay.
That's who I thought it was. I know I didn't say it, so I
Okay.
don't get credit. Just good job, brain. You remembered
there
the
you
right
go.
thing one time.
All right. So anyway, they're out there drinking their little cocktails of chlorine dioxide or whatever it is, and so forth and so on.
Slowly killing themselves. Sure.
Apparently.
No, but do you have the sad part?
Yeah. I do.
Okay.
So anyway, a woman has gradually become more and more involved in that movement.
Let's become our social peer group.
And her family, on December the 2nd,
Multiple
obtained
children and a
an
husband.
emergency guardianship order, and they could put her in an institution to see if somebody could fix her.
Good.
So weeks later, she left the facility. She sent a letter to her family that basically said this was greater than her, and, waiting for JFK.
And them.
Yeah.
She didn't say it, but that's the takeaway.
Yeah. And she's saying JFK Jr., so I'm not sure which one they're.
They don't know, and the leader of this garbage was talking to his people and berating them and claiming he was in another chat, a cooler chat, with all these celebrities who'd fake their own death, which sparked his followers to guess randomly at dead celebrities they'd like to see again. Marilyn Monroe was the crowd favorite.
Of course.
So no, he's getting more dictatorial from reports, right? And this isn't a human eye watch, because sooner or later we're gonna find these people all in one spot, all of them gone to the mothership or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she sent her family a letter which ended, I can't go back. I can't live in the past. Thank you so much for the years we shared. It was full of many wonderful memories that I will always treasure. Can you imagine losing a family member to this shit?
I would hang a jury for someone
I
to
would
put
make
their family
it
member in a
my
cage.
life's purpose to destroy these people.
Yeah, no, this is some shit that would cause some vendetta. Like, this is the kind, and that's probably the horrible part about this, because the leader of this is estranged from the rest of his family, obviously, because...
Oh, yeah, because she filed charges against him for wrongful improvement in the state of Washington.
Agreed.
What did I say? Wrongful improvement? Wrongful imprisonment.
Yeah. I mean, I went on a whole little, home improvement thing, and
bite me.
He's gonna give her fucking erector set arms.
Come on, you gotta cut me some slack, right? I'm
and that's the tragic thing about this, is because to Risen's point of, if someone like this took a member of my family, I'd probably take it out on them and then their family. Like, don't do crimes, don't fucking take things out on each other, the internet.
But recognize that it is possible to make people mad enough they will hurt you.
Lawsuits aren't the worst thing that would happen. Again, as I start, let me go back to my sane point of, if I was on the jury for someone who simply kidnapped an adult-ass family member, you live in a cage in the garage, because obviously you can't go to the system with this, because yes, they're over 18, they're allowed to do whatever they want, and some of the turtles aren't going to make it to the sea. And there's no, articulate, please, the compelling state interest in this. This is one of those horrible times where I can see and agree with the limitations the system has.
Yes.
That doesn't mean fucking Becky doesn't go in a cage in the garage.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, you're really crazy, and we can talk about it. And you can't leave them in the garage. You got to be nice about it. You got to.
Yeah.
This needs to look a lot like cult deprogramming, but
get them one of those leashes for kids. Take them out for walks.
Oh my God!
You show me
Don't
how
get off the blanket.
You show me 4 minutes of you working through it with them. I'm probably not gonna vote to convict.
Yeah.
Because again, I accept and acknowledge and agree with the system's limitations here. Because
right, you can't have people kidnapping their family members.
Not under color of authority.
Right.
Under international law of fuck you, and I brought more monkeys. I don't know how many people it was going to take to throw me in a cage, but I know how many they brought. Yeah. So, if you can make that math work out,
this would make me.
No, I can't imagine.
It's disgusting, and it's sad, and it's hateful, and it's...
You're going to end up with a bunch of sad humans dead as shit.
Seriously, give me money. I'll go get your family members back. You do whatever you want to when I get them there. But
this is what you all felt like the other night when I was openly advocating we should just kill Nazis out of hand. Just summary execution, motherfucker. You wearing a swastika? Play 'em. Don't fucking
do it.
Damn it. Again, you can't do a summary execution. You have no color of authority. Fair. Or me.
So
let's
move on from this, because it's just too fucking.
Yeah, no, it's too tragic.
Yeah,
all of my answers are kinetic. I don't understand.
So tell me about prisoners getting shipments via drones. That's
we've been talking about drones are going to take over the market. So anyway,
it's the only peace dividend anyone's babbled about for the global war on nonsense.
So prisoners at the Lee Correctional Institution. They've just been ordering shit. It's in South Carolina, right?
Alabama had swords.
Bishopville, South Carolina.
I have a whole ass 3x5 card on Alabama prisons when they had swords show up one day.
Yeah. So anyway, they just order stuff and the drones drop it off, and So cell phones, drugs, candy,
Okay.
chargers.
So they're not like in the
charging
place where like
cords.
Amazon is delivering. That's
It's
fucking
better. Amazon
brilliant.
doesn't do drone delivery yet.
Tell me
I
you
think
couldn't.
tried doing it in
Yeah.
some major cities.
I know, but there is no tail here to chase. Right? The drone exists for minutes at a time
Yeah.
and will fit in any civilian vehicle. Like
Yeah. So
again,
anyway, they've
don't-
been making arrests and stuff, but I suspect most of them were inside the wire,
you know,
recovering the
that's-
whatever
yeah.
it was that was delivered.
you caught an inmate with contraband, they have now committed a felony.
Candy, cash, drugs, phones, and weapons. Yep, wonderful.
Yeah. No,
So, great new use for drones.
Well,
thank you.
apparently not great because people are getting caught. There's got to be.
There's
easier
no
to get
way
it
you're
on the
gonna-
inside.
You have no idea what percentage of the people you're catching.
We were watching that show where they like send people inside the prisons
Yeah.
to see what it's like, or 60 days in or whatever.
Yeah.
90 days in or whatever. Anyway, there was this one jail somewhere here in Arizona where like they were getting everything.
Yeah.
And
That's all prisons.
the one guy who figured out how they were doing it and went and told them, they kicked him out of the program.
Oh my God.
I was like,
Well-
holy shit, guys, he had the information you exactly wanted. He gave it to you, and you told him, like, they wouldn't even listen to him, right? Like, they're just like, nope, you're off the show because, like, you exposed yourself or whatever. And he's like, but I have the information you sent me in to get, dum-dums. And I was like, ooh, they know all about how this is happening, and they don't care.
So anyway,
Wow. It was crazy.
violence over the contraband, is a thing.
Yep.
But worse, in an incident in 2010, a gang member used a smuggled cell phone to order a hit against the head of the contraband unit, who was later shot 6 times at his home.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Used to was. We had careers in this country, and
Yeah.
no, that's the biggest problem for the war on drugs was we never acknowledged the fact that here's the thing that took the place of all the heavy industry we gave up because it was environmentally gross or whatever.
Yeah.
No, and we know the
and
war
toxic to the
paying
humans that
people
work
too
there.
much.
and we know the war on drugs was total bullshit from
Absolutely.
the get-go. It was never intended to do anything they claimed it was intended
But
to
the
do.
war on drugs was incidental. This reality had already existed post Tough on Crime.
Yeah.
So this was the 70s. We hadn't even begun to dream about that marijuana might make white women sleep with Negro musicians.
Oh, what
which is
was-
what the American Drug Czar said. This isn't me being
Okay.
What was that movie?
Reefer Madness.
Reefer Madness.
Reefer
Oh,
Madness.
it is so
Were they
good.
still playing that when you were?
You have to
We
watch.
had to go out and find it.
Yeah, you have to
Okay.
watch.
They had abandoned that. They went with Dare, which was still lying about all the things. But
Oh my God, that was my favorite, to go home to my mom and be like, do you know what I learned in Dare? How to do drugs. They might as well have junkies come in, tie themselves off, and say, now kids,
And
you
show
want
you
this?
how you do
You
it.
want this one right here. This is the
And you
vein
can't
you want to
use the
go
same
for.
vein all the
and
time,
you put it
yeah.
right in. Make sure you use an alcohol swab. You don't want to get those infections. It's not good. Always use a fresh needle, kids. Always use a fresh needle.
Yeah.
But like, it was ridiculous. We were learning how to do the drugs, and we didn't care.
no, and
Like,
that was that
whatever.
much
Like,
more
shut
the
up.
face
We're
of
not
the
Well,
doing
I
drugs.
saw Reefer Madness in a classroom.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
That's hysterical.
How angry were you that there are no things that let you blow different color smoke?
I know.
You have to watch the Riff Tracks version of it.
Oh, okay.
You absolutely
That
have
is-
to.
Okay.
It is fucking
Do
priceless.
you have it?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Fine.
Like,
So I will get to watch
It's
it. That's
amazing.
great.
No, just this is.
You know what it's about damn time to do?
What's that?
It's about damn time to move on.
Or have
Boomer
nachos.
Rex is about damn time. Let's
What are we
go.
moving on to?
Boomer Rex is about damn time.
No, but what's it? What?
Former Vice President Mike Pence,
Yeah.
defied former President Donald Trump
Meh.
on Friday, and reiterated that he did
Weak
not have the
sauce.
power to overturn the results of the 2020 election.
Seriously, less than an hour and someone wildly.
He says
smarter
the
than a room
presidency
full of clones
belongs
of
to the
him.
American people and the American people alone.
Eh,
And frankly, there is no idea more un-American than the notion that any one person could choose the American president. Under the Constitution, I had no right to change the outcome of our election. Okay, so that's Pence today.
yeah.
Okay,
Pence 6 months from now is going to be hiding.
I've got $5 that says in less than 2 months he will be at Mar-a-Lago, back on his knees, earning his Mar-a-Lago knee pads. So
I don't think so.
I do.
I'm not
think he's gonna
anti-blowjob,
stay
so
away
I
from
have no
this.
problem with knee pads. But
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm quite pro blowjob. But Mike Pence is going to turtle back up because Mike Pence is going to realize that he now has a choice. He can he's probably not going to be vice president the second time since the evangelical community has delivered itself unto.
Well, Trumpers hate him now.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. He
He's
delivered,
not
and
getting
he
back on the
he
ticket.
was useful in 2020 because he would be the shibboleth to the evangelical community,
yeah.
and now he serves no purpose.
Well, and supposedly he was supposed to be the voice of reason with Trump.
Yeah. There
but
isn't one of those. No one.
obviously not. But my point is that was
Yeah.
the argument.
Yeah, that's what people who needed an excuse to do what they wanted
Yes,
to do anyway.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't worry about their denial.
Yeah.
No, I agree with your point, but it was obvious from the beginning that wasn't going to be how this went down,
Yeah.
and that Trump was going to take the evangelicals with him when he left.
Yeah.
Like, Mike Pence is going to end up being a guy that used to host a radio show and was a governor of a state that no one fucking cares about.
So, bye, Mike Pence.
All
Yeah.
right.
Hope you had
So,
fun.
Tell me about the dumbass of the day.
That wasn't Sonic
All
the Hedgehog.
right, dumbass du jour. What?
That wasn't Sonic the Hedgehog.
No, he was the comedy for the day.
Fair.
Yeah,
you
I
got
try
away,
to
so-
do comic relief.
Hey.
Okay. So anyway, an infamous pro-Trump pastor held a book burning this week.
God.
So Mount Juliet pastor and pro-Trump conspiracy
he's
theorist
crazy.
Greg Locke decided to turn it up a notch by organizing an old-fashioned book burning.
Of old-fashioned books.
Yep. So anyway, the books included, millennial staples like Harry Potter and, hits from
This is what I'm
Did
terrified
he
about.
literally burn them
Yeah.
or just?
For
yeah,
real.
they literally
Like,
had
on
a fire.
Oh, so
Like
they
I
burned
would have
their,
said it, I would have said it
They-
was a good
they
old-fashioned.
burned their own books.
Yeah,
that
this
they
is
paid
like
for?
this is like when they burned the Yeti.
Yeah, I
That's
thought
amazing.
about that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Is,
No,
hey,
exactly.
they had to buy the book.
Good job, guys.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
Good job.
burn your
you
Nike.
showed us. Do
Burn-
it again.
Yeah.
Show us how much you mean it.
And
Buy
I'm
more
sure
books
it'll.
than
Yeah, well,
burn them.
you should
You
file
could
it.
burn your car if it was made in a union shop.
Yeah.
Now, if you told me they went into a library and were taking books and burning them, that's a totally different discussion, and I would totally,
Hold on.
there would be issues.
Yeah, there would be issues.
There would be issues.
I think that happens on the night
Yeah.
of the long pokey thing.
So to give you a feel for what kind of guy he
Indeed.
is, he once told a Dunkin' Donut employee to try and make him wear a mask. I'm going to kick your teeth down, you throat.
You come behind the counter, you're gonna
Anyway.
die.
So
of
apparently
If you
he
hunt around-
really likes Marjorie Taylor Greene.
If you hunt around, you can find an hour and 30-minute video of what I would have called a good old-fashioned tent revival, except the tent only held him and the idiots he brought with him. So anyway, and the rest of them were standing out in the weather,
All right.
in front of the fire where they burned all the books.
I take it back. I am fucking thunderstruck. The Berlin book burning was 33. I'd assume they were much more in charge.
No,
Yeah, no, the pushed and other thing. Like, I know where history is going from there.
yeah,
And they had the World War II vets thing fucks up the accounting.
yeah.
Because they hadn't, I'm not trying to say everyone else didn't have as hard a war, but they had the, most brutals of modern war.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right, literally. I'd rather go to any randomly selected firefight in history than anything between 1911 and 1918.
So what was the point of them burning their own books that they spent money on? Like, was
They were
there-
driving the
Well,
devil
it's
out,
because
reason?
they're
throwing rocks at the
satanic and they
Satan.
preach witchcraft.
Yep, so that's why there was a lot of Harry Potter in it. It's the standard reason.
They do understand that fiction isn't real, right?
They think the Bible's
No,
real.
they don't. And
They think
have
any
enough
holy
fictions
text
they
anywhere
believe
should be
are
filed
real.
under fiction.
Just
There's
checking.
no ability to discriminate between the real
They
world
do
and their
understand people.
fictitious universe.
Okay, I just need to know that they understand that people aren't actually getting Hogwarts letters in the mail. Like, that's not happening.
Oh, they understand that.
Do they understand? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I just
It just
Oh,
leads you
just
into
needed to-
satanic cults.
Just needed to
You
make,
know,
I
like
just
the
needed to
Democratic
make
Party.
sure. Dude, if there is a Hogwarts out there somewhere, send me my letter, motherfuckers.
Yeah, fucking A, we really
I'm
are as
well past
ineffectual as Hogwarts.
14.
Oh my
Was it
god.
14 or 12?
No, but I want to look more at the framing the Democrats as
11.
fucking Hogwarts, because they're absolutely incapable of doing anything defensive.
Yeah.
Like, and like Hogwarts was really bad at all the security questions.
Yeah.
Every time.
That's true.
He's also urged children to fail history
Yeah.
because it's
that.
part of an Islamic invasion.
Wait,
Which is
what
at
the fuck
least
does history have to do with
intellectually
Islam?
So it's all
I'm
Arabic
sorry, are you
numerals.
asking me to make sense out of one of their little...
God
It's
botherers?
the only way my brain works. Like, I
sorry.
don't
This
go
is
off
what's-
of
this is what's hard
illogic.
about
I need
Perhaps
logic.
if you
Things
put on
need to make
no,
sense.
if you put on a tinfoil hat, you'll understand.
You
Fuck it,
absolutely
I'm going to get to 10.
No, it's entirely about creating a center of gravity and pointing to the other.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I didn't want to waste the tinfoil.
Right,
I
these
really
are
would.
The ones who are preaching it don't believe any of this shit.
Yeah.
They're just trying to fire up a crowd and get them pointed at the people they don't like. It just becomes a
And-
litany.
I just can't.
It's what evangelical
So- I just
I just
Christianity
can't
has
follow
become.
the insanity. I
what
just can't.
all religions everywhere have always been a scam.
No,
but-
I was raised on the logic and reason.
Yeah.
And if you can explain to me logically why you believe a thing, I'm willing to have a
Yeah.
discussion with you about it. If you're just saying dumb shit and doing dumb shit, I'm just like, I
So-
really want to understand you so that I can have this discussion in a way that maybe you'll understand what I'm trying to say. But you are like the lack of logic. Just
So you
Then
come
my
from
Talk
a,
about a lost cause.
so you come from an awkward place. The Roman Catholic Church actually has rules about what their churches can do politically and how far they're willing to let them go out on
That's
the limb.
true. I was raised Roman Catholic.
Uh-huh. Protestants have none of that. That's how they end up like this.
Fair.
Right? This guy or whoever's in charge of him is exactly as high as it goes. Like it's them and then God. And
No, and
God's
again-
hard to get on the phone for
And again,
some reason.
as soon as the Roman Catholic faith stopped making
And
sense
assume
to
not
me
having hands
and
makes it
stopped
hard.
being able to explain things in a way that actually
Yeah.
like I could logically be like, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I said fuck it and
Yeah.
I bailed.
So
because
no,
it
this is-
wasn't working out.
Yeah.
I got questions. You don't have answers. I'm gonna go find them somewhere else, guys. Have fun.
The reason for these, the extreme events they do, right? Book burnings, which are not exactly popular with mainstream anyone anywhere.
I don't care if you burn your own books.
Yeah. The concept of burning books,
Oh, yeah,
right?
no,
The
it's-
reason to do
no.
extreme events is to burn out the people who are likely to turn informant later. Right? David Koresh didn't get to a building on fire and a bunch of dead kids without getting crazy progressively.
Fair.
Right, the same as the lunatic who's waiting for the fucking dead celebrities. Right. It's getting more extreme as you go on, as these tests of faith and other things to drive out the people who would quit.
Fair.
And that's what you have trouble with, because you have no interest in
Because they may
ruling
resist you
people.
when it comes time to pass out the Kool-Aid.
No, I think Risen is actually hardwired to lead humans, not rule them.
Agreed.
And that's what
I could that
every-
aggressively makes sense. I want people to understand the reasons why I want to do things a certain way, so that
Yeah.
if I'm wrong, then I can have that discussion and I can make, okay, no, that makes sense. So let's do somewhere halfway in between because,
Yeah.
or hey, your idea is way better than mine. Let's
Yep.
just fucking do that.
Yep.
And outside of damage to a part of the human genetic code, the only reason religion exists is to come up with a new way to mint kings.
Fair.
That's
Or
all
rulers
it
of
is.
some flavor.
It's the route to power for people ignoble of birth.
Yeah.
And that's all it's ever been.
All right.
So we want to talk about the RNC censoring. Is it Chaney and Kinzinger?
Yes.
Okay. You put a dash, so I was like, her? I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be him. No, that's fine. I just want to make sure.
Okay.
Let's go.
So anyway, They said this conference must not be sabotaged by Representatives Liz Chaney and Adam Kinzinger, who have demonstrated with actions and words that they support Democratic efforts to destroy President Trump more than they support winning back. Oh, we'll get to what
yeah,
they
no,
really
exactly.
mean.
You know the part.
A Republican majority in 2022.
You know the part of this that is my beating little hatred heart.
So this is great, right? So they described them as persecuting people who are participating in legitimate political discourse in their roles on the White House committees. This is so far beyond investigating the violence of January the 6th, and the subpoenas to the alternate electors are just illegitimate. And so the whole point is they're fine with sacrificing all those pawns who are sitting in prison waiting to be tried for January the 6th.
Right.
But you threaten the white-collar insurrectionists, and the
directly
Republican Party
in the
goes
real coup.
nuts. So, anyway, just
No,
gotta
but
love it.
that just-
But by the way, Marjorie Taylor Greene, all that stuff with your idiot side,
You mean Bitchy McBitcherton?
yeah, that one. That's legitimate political discourse, apparently. So, anyway.
No, but my question is that a word that they just throw around and think it
What?
means something? It not being legitimate. What was the word?
Legitimate political discourse.
No. Where was it? Talk.
1, 2,
But
3,
no, fucking talk,
4,
man.
5.
Just fucking say something.
I am saying something. 2,
You are
5,
not fucking
6,
helping.
7. Okay.
I'm gonna crumple up this paper and throw it in your stupid
That's all right.
face.
We're almost done with it. So,
Right. Legitimate. They like to throw that word. It's not legitimate. It's illegitimate. That's the word. They just anything that they don't like. It's just it's illegitimate. It doesn't
but what
count.
brought this to a head was the subpoenas for the alternate electors, because those are the white-collar insurrectionists.
Yeah.
And
We
they
all
have
knew
to
that.
be protected.
We've been waiting for this information for a while.
All the little
It's not a
pawns,
surprise to the rest of
pawns
us.
sitting in prison cells in Washington, D.C., they're just, collateral damage.
No, they don't give a fuck. And
Yeah.
you know what, Trump? Even
They
Trump
betrayed
was like, "Oh, should I release them? Maybe." Like, he's not gonna fucking let anybody out of jail. If you guys,
Oh, he'll
think he's
pardon
gonna-
all of them.
I don't think he will. I don't think it'll be
January
worth his time by
20th,
then.
2025.
We shall see.
Let's see.
Anyway, so update on Omicron. Hospitalizations are trending down in all states except one. Deaths continue to rise because it's a trailing indicator. And meanwhile, in Florida, it is not raining iguanas.
Jesus fuck! I need to cross that off your list every night, don't I?
You're still going to keep me from saying it. That's my
I
signature
think it's
sign
fake.
off.
Most nights aren't
No,
raining.
you know what? You know what? You want to do a good callback. You wait till the end of the show. So
Well, this was the end of my show.
I'm
Now
getting
you're going
ready
to talk.
and I'm winding it up and I'm saying blah blah blah, and I go to hit the button. That's when you say, "Oh, by the way, it's still not raining iguanas in Florida," and that's the funny callback.
And Sonic the Hedgehog is still on the loose.
Yes. Oh yeah, no, I'm good with all that. But again, like, wait till the end of the show. It's better that way. All right. So I got a bunch of fucking information for y'all. So I started digging into, the start of the American tax system.
Because we said the tax system is clearly busted. Let's figure out how it got
Where
that way.
it started, how it's going. So
This is great because I
this
don't
is
know
the
the
beginning.
history of the tax system. What's going on?
This is going to take us up to, around the 1940s, okay?
Okay, that's good.
Which is about where things start to get weird, but we'll see.
Okay.
So, the start of the American tax system, let's see, I want to begin with, the first estate tax was enacted in 1797 to fund the U.S. Navy. This tax came and went over the years as needed to fund wars. So the modern estate tax we're familiar with was started in 1916. Okay. So this is a huge span of time.
Yeah.
So after the Revolutionary War, the Constitution gave Congress. We're gonna jump around a little bit because my notes are kind of scattered. So
That's fine.
Bear with me.
I can rearrange them in my head. I'm bright. I'm very bright.
There we go. After the Revolutionary War, the Constitution gave Congress the power to impose taxes and other levies. Each state was expected to collect them and give them to the government, which didn't always happen. These mostly consisted of excise taxes, which are taxes for specific goods or services like alcohol and tobacco. At one point, a direct taxation was tried, which is taxing things a person owns.
Okay.
And that didn't go over well.
Yeah,
so
people
that
just
didn't
hid
stick.
their shit.
So the feds went back to the excise taxes because they're like, oh, this isn't working.
Yeah. You collect those at the point of sale.
Right. So the Civil War made an early version of the modern IRS, the Office of the Commissioner of Internal Revenue.
All right.
So that had started during the Civil War. So in 1861, the first federal income tax, which was 3% tax on income over $800 yearly.
Okay.
And then in 1862, the Internal Revenue Act imposed a 3% tax between $600 and $10,000 yearly income, and a 5% rate on those over $10,000.
Okay.
So that's
even
where
then,
you
a
see
progressive,
split.
but it's a progressive tax rate.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
So that was when they first started the progressive.
And that was when? That was like 1862.
1862.
Cool.
And that was the Internal Revenue Act, so
Right.
that you can look up. It also exempted businesses worth less than $600
Okay.
from value added and receipt taxes.
Okay.
Also, sin excise taxes
Of
were
course.
added with the intention to hit products purchased by the affluent harder. So that way, the richer people were paying a fair share in comparison to their poorer counterparts, right? So modern corporate income taxes started in 1909.
Okay.
So while modern income taxes began in 1913, so the corporate taxes, the ones that we have today, started first.
Okay.
And then in 1913, we have the regular modern income tax that we all pay. So in the 1920s to the 1930s, many taxes that we have today were enacted.
Okay.
So this was when the real, taxing began. So in 1924, they added the gift tax. In 1921, West Virginia made a sales tax. In 1933, 11 more states also added a sales tax. And by 1940, 18 more states had followed. In 1935, as we discussed the other night, Franklin Roosevelt made the Social Security Act. And collection didn't start until 1937, but no benefits were paid until 1940. So it gave him a bit of a headway.
Yeah.
So alternative minimum tax didn't start until 1978.
Yeah.
And its intent was to make sure that all taxpayers paid their share.
Yeah.
That was its purpose. It obviously is not working anymore. In 1913, if you made $0 to $20,000, you paid 1% tax.
Okay.
If you made $20,000 to $50,000, you paid 2% tax.
Okay.
If you made $50,000 to $75,000, you paid a 3% tax. You see
Okay.
where this is going?
Yeah.
75 to 100,000, you paid a 4% tax.
All right.
5% for 100 to 250.
Okay.
6% for 250 to 500.
Yeah.
And 7% for the 500 plus.
All right.
I actually like that tax bracket. It sounds fucking good to me.
Whoa, yeah. You said $20,000 was the top of the first bracket?
Yes.
That's $395,000 today. This was always supposed to be a tax on the kids who were doing well.
Mm-hmm. So the capital gains tax that we know was 1936 to 1939. Oh, wait. Did I put that down wrong? Okay, so I think I put the capital gains taxes in the wrong place, but the capital gains taxes started in 1913. I wrote it down weird, so I apologize. But in 1936 to 1939, we had dividend taxes.
Okay.
And then they got rid of them for a while, but then they brought them back,
Yep.
and we still have them today.
Yep.
They brought them back in 1954.
It's just treated as income.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's all of those tax numbers, you know, and
I love it.
I will point out, I think we should treat it as gravy after the median income.
Well,
but
the funny thing is that when we're talking in 1861, the first federal income tax, that was a union thing.
Yeah.
So the union did all this. So the union actually had a pretty solid plan for how they, you know, got money for the war and how they were able to, they made the green bills.
Yeah.
And it was actual solid money.
Yeah.
When you go down south, the Confederacy, they only were able to put about 5% of taxes. They weren't really collecting taxes down there. So what they did was they'd print money
Yeah.
and they'd borrow money.
Yeah.
And the problem is that the more you print money,
The less it's
it
worth.
eventually becomes worthless, right?
Yeah.
And the other problem is that their paper money was so easily faked
Yeah.
that they just end up with like just piles of fake money.
I love it.
And it was just
yeah,
ridiculous.
now they were gonna
They
hope
didn't
to
handle it
later
well.
pretend it was a revolutionary government, and therefore none of these new debts
Matter.
Because you all like whenever you overthrow your government, you get to like wipe clean all those debts they
Right.
made. They were sons of bitches.
Right.
But the union paid for 20, I think it was 21% of their war effort, which 5% versus 21%
Yeah.
Yeah.
with their taxes, you know, by taking
Yeah.
money. But they also gave out bonds and stuff, but they backed their bonds, right?
Yeah.
So they had gold to back the bonds, and then they had these green bills, which you could buy a bond with, but if you were getting interest on that bond, the interest on the bond you would get in gold. So they had a solid backing for it. And they used the green bills appropriately. They were hard to fake, blah, blah, blah. So it went a lot better than what the Confederacy was trying to do.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they plan to be a country for more than 10 years.
right. And this is where we had, so that's where you get 1861, our first real tax plan.
Well, cool.
Yeah, so just really interesting stuff. So I'm thinking tomorrow I'll do, you know, get us up to the height, which will be easy. Again, this is pretty quick.
Yeah.
The harder part was sorting through it because it is a little dry, but once I got interested in it, I was like, oh shit, that's pretty interesting. And that the war, and so I'd kind of skip over parts, and then I'd be like, wait a minute, and I'd go back and I'd be like, oh shit, that's interesting.
No, I learned a lot.
Yeah.
But so this is kind of, you know, these are the numbers. You know, numbers
Yeah.
don't lie. These are the years that everything happened and blah, blah, blah.
Excellent.
So there's
Love
your information. You know, easily understandable, I hope. But yeah, so next I want to like hit our peak, and then we'll see what the collapse, right?
Okay.
We'll follow down
Cool.
to where we're at today. And
Okay. Love it.
yeah, I'd probably even dig up the old numbers we have from when we were looking up, you know, the difference between when you were
Yeah.
starting out and what we have to deal with
$2 an
now.
hour and 68 being
Yeah.
$23 an hour now.
Today, yeah, that
Not
sort of thing.
23.80, but
Yeah.
Yep.
no.
So anyway,
And it's
great.
gonna be even worse now
Oh, yeah.
because I was using, I think, 2019 and 2020 numbers. So it's 2022 now, so we're gonna have whole new numbers. So I might have to redo some of those. But
And the rich got $11 billion richer.
Billion or trillion?
I was thinking it was billion, but they were talking about a small group of the rich.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know it's gone up by
Billionaires,
62%.
Yeah.
I would bet trillion, but that's just me being cynical.
Hey, 11 trillion sounds like a lot, and it would have by now made at least one trillionaire.
You would have thought.
Because
Oh, we don't
Bezos
have a
was for a
trillionaire?
hot minute. No,
Oh, I thought he was. Oh, okay.
not consistent. I maybe Putin, but I don't think so.
All right.
Fair.
Like 200 billion, 300 billion. That's probably Putin's ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Monday we are going to do a short show for you. It'll be called Just the News, because we'll give you guys a bit of a break.
There you go.
And give me a bit of a break.
Yeah, well, that too.
Well, we'll see about
It
that.
lets us ease our way out of the weekend.
Yeah.
We need all that executive time.
Right, yes, exactly.
So
So,
it took less than 6 hours for Trump to respond.
What did Trump say?
Actually, it was fucking. Whoever wrote it is actually not stupid.
Oops.
Yeah. So he pointed to the fact that the bipartisan thing that's trying to change the rule that would have let Pence kick it back to the House, and he's drawing that into the whole thing. Look, they're trying to make it so no one can. Okay. Hey,
I'm good with that.
yeah. Well, I agree with one of the Twitter responses, which is, okay, cool. So you just want us to declare 2024 fraudulent now and have Kamala Harris do her thing? And kick it to a house we probably won't control, but
yeah.
I don't think Trump understands that either, so shh.
We'll see.
And we'll see. Yeah, there have been a couple of good court rulings about gerrymandering. Like, there's some...
There's some positive
stuff
things.
working its way down that may be helpful.
May help.
Again, get out there and fucking vote.
Yeah. No, that's
Absolutely.
good.
Vote.
If you live in a state that's working to make that harder, you need to work harder to do it.
Yeah. No,
Absolutely. And help others.
If you are struggling in any
Yep.
manner whatsoever, get out there and vote.
Absolutely.
So
And if your state is trying to restrict voting, take somebody else to the polls with you.
yeah.
Right?
All nicely registered.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Do it.
early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get there early. I don't care.
No, what I
how
want
you
to see
gotta do
is
it.
in the 90s, wasn't it the poll watchers that got them into the
30
consent
year
decree?
memoriam or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So keep an eye out for poll watchers, report them to whoever's appropriate.
Yep.
Like, we can win these cases again, because the problem is the people that are going to show up and actually volunteer for that, the real diehard
Yeah.
poll watching
Yeah.
shitheads,
The
cannot.
more of them we put in prison, the
Yep.
better.
Well, and you know they're going to say things that make
Yeah.
this not partisan, right? Whatever fucking
Yeah.
odd collection of round pegs the
Yeah.
Supreme Court has made,
Yeah.
right?
All right.
They'll fuck up and make it racist and not partisan.
You got it.
So we hope y'all enjoy your weekend, okay? And we'll see you back here on Monday. Again, Monday will be a short Just the News. And we love you all. And I hope you're enjoying my Facebook memes. If you are not on our Facebook, which is BoomerRexTonight, no spaces, just a capital B at the beginning. I know I need to fix that, but I have to wait because the Facebook says you can only change your name so many times in 90 days or something. But anyway, so go and follow us so you can see all my fun memes I've been posting. They're a good time. And we'll see you back here Monday night on Boomer Rex tonight.
Meanwhile, it is not raining